one of the best Grand Prix and circuits of the whole calendar. And Kimi, you've been on the news recently. The Ferrari fans and Formula One fans are very happy to know that you're going to carry on one more year with Ferrari. Does it change the way you approach the rest of the season and this Grand Prix, knowing that you're going to be carrying on with Ferrari one more year?
No, it doesn't change anything. How we do the weekend and how we do the racing. I'm very happy that it's all done now, so we don't need to worry about those things, and we can just put all the effort in racing. So.
Seb, we came now from a very short break, only 2 weeks, and in fact you even did the test after Hungary, so your break was a bit shorter than most drivers. What does a Formula One driver do during this period? Do you really rest? Do you train? Do you think about the following Grand Prix?
I think it's a bit of everything. Obviously, everybody decides what he's doing with his free time. But since we're traveling so much, it's actually quite nice not to travel and not to sleep in a hotel. So it's nice to stay. I stayed at home, and yeah, summer you spend some time outside. Some activities. I like to do sports, so I went cycling and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a nice break, but obviously you start already well before the race to get back into the rhythm, train and prepare for the race.
Thanks. And Kimi, you've always done very well. You both have always done very well in Spa because you both have won Grand Prix here. You are the last Ferrari F1 driver to have won the Grand Prix here. Why is that track been always so good to you? Why are you seem to be even so good in this track?
It's not always been good for me, unfortunately. There is a bad years also, but I think Ferrari traditionally has been quite strong circuit for the team, and it's a nice circuit. I think it's a very good flow in it, and obviously it looks a bit old kind of circuit, and it hasn't changed awful lot over the years. And I think the big thing is that it usually gives a good racing. It doesn't matter which rules what year. There's a lot of overtaking and a lot of action in the race, and it's obviously exciting for the drivers and also for the spectators. So I enjoy always come to here. The weather can be a bit tricky sometimes, and it changes quickly, but I enjoy to come here.
Seb, everybody talks about Eau Rouge, but well, my opinion is even Pujon probably is even more exciting than Eau Rouge. But what do you think? I guess it's also one of your favorite tracks. I know you also like Suzuka a lot. You've told me before, but is it really Eau Rouge that special? Is there other corners?
Yeah, it is an impressive corner, but obviously, with a Formula One car in dry conditions, normal conditions, usually it's quite straightforward and flat. So the more challenging corner is, as you touched on, the double left in the middle sector, the Pujon, which is downhill, hanging a little bit off camber. It's quite tricky to get it right. But yeah, here in Spa also, don't forget, you never know with the weather what can happen, and if it's a little bit wet, then Eau Rouge and also Blanchiment quite challenging. So overall, it's like Kimi said, it's a nice track. I think we all enjoy coming in.
And final question for you both, coming to you, Seb. Is it really a difficult track to set up? Because that's a high speed, not as high speed as Monza, but can you run here less downforce than, for example, we were running in Hungary? Do you have a special setup for this track?
Yeah, definitely less than Hungary. Obviously, you have a lot of straights here. Now, there's some corners in the straights, like Eau Rouge and Blanchiment, but it's still considered a straight because we're not lifting the throttle. So yeah, every year is a new challenge to try and find the best compromise, because the middle sector has a lot of corners where you need downforce. On the straights you don't want the downforce because you want to go as fast as you can. So that's also one of the obviously things that we checked before, and we will check during running to make sure that we are at our optimum. But it is a tricky one to find the right compromise.
And Kimi, for you, after that's going to be a double header after this long break, 2-week break, and we're going to go to Monza after that, which are the two high speed corners. If you have to choose slow speed tracks or high speed tracks, which one do you like the most?
I don't think there's one that you prefer more than others. Obviously they are all different, and example, this is quite high speed. Monza is a little bit more, but still they are completely different, two different circuits. In here you have actually a lot of corners, and in Monza it's some long straights and like 3 chicanes and a few more corners. So, but the whole way how you have to set up the car is a completely different story, and the things that you need from the car is quite a lot different. So it's all quite special places, and obviously for Monza being our home race for Ferrari, we hopefully also be strong here, but especially in Monza it will be great, and it will be a lot of fans, and hopefully we can please them.
Okay, so thank you both, and best of luck for this weekend. Thank you. Thanks.